Hey guys, it's Josh here and welcome back to another build video. Today's build is a house build inspired by the typical Australian rural home. So basically that means you'd probably find this house in outback, maybe not outback Australia, like in the desert or anything, but it's just like near the farms, very simple town life, like just in a place where the land is pretty big, like the lot size is pretty big. So this house, well obviously since this lot is really since the rural homes have lots of land, you obviously don't need a second floor. So like these houses are really spread out. There's a really big, well it's not really big, but it's like there's this really long corridor in the house as well. As I don't think I've made it yet, but you'll see that soon. Actually yeah, it's half made kind of. So yeah, you'll see that. And like it's really open. It's so big that there's like 2 lounge room areas, and the backyard is pretty big. Like it's not like the actual lot isn't really that big, but like there's actually lots of space behind the house, so like you can kind of maybe just pretend that it's the lot. So yeah, so we're working on the exteriors. The roof is pretty simple. There's actually this really big veranda area that I make at the front of the house, which I think turned out awesome. Like typical Australian homes, like even my house has like this giant veranda out the front. Like, well, my one continues around the back, this one doesn't, but like basically every Australian house has some sort of like veranda or something that covers like at least half the house. Like, it looks so cool. I was gonna have this like hexagonal part at the front of the house in the corner, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to look good and have a decent roof at the same time. Like it wasn't working. And like when I made the roof work, it was either too big or too like small, as you can see right now. And then when I made it the right shape, the roof wouldn't, like the hexagonal roof wouldn't I couldn't make it go over the top of the roof properly, probably because of the dimensions of the hexagon. So yeah, it just ends up in the end becoming like a regular corner, but for the moment it's a hexagon. And the back area I actually really like how the back area turned out. There's a really big glass. Oh, if this was a real Australian home, it wouldn't be glass, it would be like a plastic like roof material. There's like a plastic roof material undercover area, and there's also like a vine area. So like I don't know what to call it. It's just like it's like I don't know how to explain it. Oh my god, help. So it's basically just there's 2 parts to the back area. So there's that plastic area, and then there's another area where it's basically like the shade comes from plants. There's like a vine over top of the ground. Oh my god, I can't even talk today. So yeah, so after we do that, we're working on the verandas. And I actually really like how it turned out. We put the supports in a little bit later. For now, we're doing the roof trimmings, but for some reason this hexagonal part, it wasn't really lining up properly, so I ended up picking like a different type of roof trim, but like as you can see, I'm trying to like make it work, but it doesn't work, so I'm kind of having to like go back and forth. But I think I keep it how it is right now. And yeah, here comes the supports. I was able to like, for the most part, spread them out pretty evenly, which I thought looked pretty cool. And here we go with the wall paints. So typical Australian homes in the rural areas, I think typical Australian homes in general are made of brick. Like you don't often see like wall paneling or anything. It's generally brick, since it's pretty like easy and cheap. So yeah, and it's pretty cool looking as well. Like I really like brick homes, but like for some reason it's really difficult for me to make good looking brick homes in The Sims. It just looks so weird for me. It's probably something to do with like the textures or something, but like for the most part I did make it look pretty decent in this house at least, so I'm pretty happy. And we're still on the windows. Like the windows, most houses in Australia have pretty big windows because like we're all about letting natural light in, am I right? And after we finish off with the windows, I believe we do the back area, like the shelter for the back area, when you'll finally be able to see what I mean, because my explanation was so terrible. I probably confused you to the point like you won't even know what to expect. But anyway, so yeah, we're putting in the doors, making it a few adjustments to the room shapes, or the room layout I guess, which I think turns out pretty cool and pretty nice. It's pretty like open as well, like there's 2 lounge rooms and they're basically both in the same room because there's no doors or anything in the way. So yeah, I believe we move on to the back area now. So so now we're working on the back area. So the area directly behind the back of the house is the glass area, and then the second part behind the backyard, behind the car shed, is like the vine area. I'm not even sure what to call it. Is it like the vine shelter? I don't even know. So yeah, so at the start I didn't really think about putting vines or anything on top of it, but I just decided I was going to put like fences or something just there. But then, and as you can see, I put the glass roof there as well, but I decided to mix it up a little bit and put a vine instead. I decided to use that really big jungle adventure vine, which I thought looked pretty awesome when I put it over top of it. I had to shrink it down I believe, but like it looked really cool. And like it created so much shade as well, like look how awesome it looks. But I also like refined it a little bit with a different kind of jungle adventure floor cover or ground cover. And then I also put like vineyard vines. I don't even know what they're called, vineyard vines. It's just like, it's got like a trellis and then there's vines going up it, which I thought looked pretty cool. I didn't use any of the other vines since like the other vines in the game don't have like supports at the back of it, so it would look so weird to have it like freestanding like I am making it right now. So I picked the ones with the trellis. It looked pretty cool. And then there's also a little bit of shelter out the laundry door, because obviously the plants aren't really going to protect you from the rain, so at least there'll be a tiny bit of shelter, but so the water doesn't get in the house from the ground. So after we do the foundations, I believe we start moving on to the interiors after we make this second backyard area. So that little backyard area is probably more of like a kids play area, because I put like a slide and the kiddie pool as well, which I thought looked pretty cool. And I lied, we're still working on the exteriors. So I put the plants down at first before going inside. One half of the plants are pretty neat, and it's a pretty neat hedge, and then the other half is just like messy plants, because like, if you ask me, rural homes, there's not really any need to make your house look 100% like fully awesome looking from the outside, since like not many people would even see your house, because it's like rural homes, there's not much traffic going to and from your house, generally, depending on where the house is situated. If it's situated on the main road to like in between 2 big cities, then probably there'll be lots of traffic. But like where my house is, it's like really out of the way, rural area. It's actually on the end of a road. Like it's a no through road. So how many people do you think go past my house every single day? Probably not many. So yeah, so one half of the house is, the plants on one half is pretty messy, while the other half, although it's a little bit messy, it's a pretty nice hedge. And as you can see, I'm trying to make like this ramp up into the car shed area, which I think turned out decent. It took a little while to get it right, but like I think I got it right. And it looks like it's pretty seamless from the front, but from the back it's pretty off, but like it looks okay. And I think we're almost done with the plants finally. Like I spent so much time landscaping, it's not even funny. And this is me trying to I can't even talk. This is me trying to restrain myself in terms of like how many plants I put down. Like in my like other builds that I don't usually end up finishing, I spent like the same amount of time just on the exterior, and I'm just so exhausted and I just run out of ideas and I don't really want to continue the house, so I kind of just leave it there. I might do like a video where I like show you those houses, because I've seen like some other people doing it, so maybe it'll be interesting, but maybe not, I'm not too sure yet. So I think we're finally ready to start working on the interiors after we put doors and wall paintings up. Not wall paintings, the wall paints up. And then we start with the kitchen, as per usual. I think the kitchen turned out pretty cool because I decided to mess with a style I've never done before, and that was to include a butler's pantry. So your Sims will be able to do their food preparation, well, for the most part, they can prepare their food inside the pantry itself, and then when they want to cook it on the stove, they just bring it out. So basically all the mess can stay in the butler's pantry. So it was really fun to like try and make something like that because I've never done that in The Sims before. I've seen it done like, I watch like lots of these like shows that like they look at houses, and that's basically where I get lots of my inspiration from. It's so much fun as well because like it's called, I don't know if you guys would know, but like there's like this show called Grand Designs. I'm pretty sure it's popular, so like I'm sure many of you actually know actually. And it's called Grand Designs. I watched, like when I was little, I used to watch Grand Designs just for like the part where they like show the houses in like the computer generated graphics. So like they show you what they're gonna do with the house, and like that was literally like where my love for The Sims came from. It was so much fun to look at these like computer generated graphics and stuff of the random house designs, and it was like so much fun. Like when Grand Designs was on, my dad would tell me when like it was time for the computer graphics, because like I'd literally like I was so amazed by it. And I guess that's why I really love The Sims, because it's like essentially the same thing, computer generated home interior design. Like honestly, it's so cool. So anyway, we're still working on the kitchen, and I was gonna put the fridge outside, but I decided to put it inside because I wanted to keep as much clutter in the butler's pantry. But like I'm pretty sure in real life most butler's pantries have most kitchens with butler's pantries do have the fridge outside, but I decided to put it inside because it just worked better for me. If you want, you can easily put the fridge in that little area, with like where the two countertops are, but when I finish the house, that area becomes like a full-on cupboard area. There's not any counters or anything. So anyway, we're working on the lounge area now. So this is a very simple lounge area. I didn't want to make it so like fancy, so I actually just picked base game couches, which I thought looked really simple and nice, and the color scheme was pretty cool too. And then there's the second lounge area is probably more like, it's more of like the family lounge room. So the other lounge room, it's simple, it's probably better suited for guests, and this one is like the family one. So I do put some like toy boxes and like toys for child sims to play, because this is a family Australian rural home, so there's a kids room as well. So this is like my like makeshift TV unit. This actually, when I built this TV unit with the items when I tried to be creative with like all the cupboards and stuff, that like TV unit that I built actually inspired me to make a mesh edit of a cats and dogs item, which I transform into like a TV unit complete with like proper slots, so you can actually like put your TV on it. So like I'll link that in the description below. That's just a small self-promotion there, whatever. So yeah, so now we're working on the laundry. I really like the color scheme of the laundry. It's obviously a wooden tone because I love my wooden tones, but there's a lot of whites in the laundry as well. For some reason, I decided to put well, not for some reason, there is a reason behind it. So I put lots of cupboards, the built-in cupboards in the house, because I don't really know if other countries do this, but like in Australia, there's so much room that you can afford to put like built-in storage literally everywhere. So like nearly every bedroom in my house has a built-in wardrobe, and like even the corridor has like a built-in wardrobe as well. Well, built-in cupboard, like a linen cupboard, I guess. Like it's so cool. And I was happy that I found lots of room to, well, like when I was making the room layout, I did keep in mind that I wanted to put built-in storages everywhere, so I did make lots of room for it. And oh my god, how awesome is the ensuite? Like that spa area, that spa bath is that's just to die for. It's so cool. I absolutely love how it turned out. I love how you can just sit in there, look out the window, see the good view. I don't know if this lot has a good view, but like imagine if, well, it wouldn't be on the ocean in the seaside, because like if I was building a house on the ocean, it wouldn't look like this, and it would probably be a bit more populated, since generally, like in Australia at least, basically the outside of Australia is like fully populated and really dense for the most part, because it's like close to water. It's really like nice. But like as you get like into the middle of Australia, the population just slowly starts to decrease. So basically, when you're in the middle of Australia, there's like almost no one. But when you're on the coast, that's where all the big cities are. except for like the Australian Capital Territory, which is like in between Melbourne and Sydney. Because literally how it went was that when the government of Australia wanted to find a capital city, Melbourne and Sydney were basically fighting, so then the government was like, fine, we'll literally be in the middle of you two. Stop fighting. So anyway, that's like the small little random history lesson, whatever. So we're working on the bedrooms. I think I talked over like the guest bedroom decorations. The guest bedroom, for the most part, stayed pretty simple because obviously you wouldn't really have much personality in the guest bedroom apart from like the person designing it, so it's pretty simple, pretty neutral colored. But these two other bedrooms I tried to style pretty like differently, and one bedroom, this one right now is the kids' bedroom. It's pink. I guess I probably should have picked a gender neutral color, but like I don't mind. I'm sure like a boy would love this as well. So yeah, so it's pretty nice, bright colored. I think this is like the only room in the house that isn't neutral colored. Well, I guess the teen / young adult bedroom is pretty colorful as well, because there's like lots of blues in the teen bedroom. I'm not sure if I want to call it a teen bedroom or like a young adult bedroom, because it's got like a double bed, it's got like musical instruments in it, and it's pretty like matured. It's like there's no crazy posters or anything, so maybe it's like it's a late teen bedroom or a young adult bedroom. So I think we're about to move on to that. And I forgot to mention, this house is really good for a cat. Although I didn't add a food bowl for the cat, the kid is... I pretended that the kid in this house would absolutely love cats. Well, they're a cat lover, animal lover in general. So I did put a cat bed and some cat decorations inside the kid's bedroom. And this bedroom right now is like the teen bedroom. It's got a keyboard, a guitar, and a few decorations. It's actually not that decorated, it's just got a few items here and there. A few bits of clutter, lots of wardrobe space for some reason, and I pretended that city living, like, what's it called, social media reward item was like some sort of sheet music. I don't know what I did there. Anyway, so there's the guitar, and I think after we do that we work on the bathroom and laundry, I believe. I don't remember. I know the laundry is basically already done. So we're moving on to the master bedroom now. So the master bedroom is pretty big, like compared to the other bedrooms in the house. This master bedroom is massive, and this has got a nice little like vanity table with lots of makeup and decorations. There's even like a stereo on it as well. I generally try and avoid putting stereos in my house, because I'm not sure about you guys, but when I put stereos in the Sims in my house, not in my real house, because I've got there's plenty of sound system in my house. So in the Sims, I generally don't put stereos anywhere, because I hate it when they autonomously start listening to music, because they never turn it off automatically, which is so annoying. And it's really annoying because like I'm trying to like play, and like all of a sudden they start playing random music and I don't want to hear it. So oh my god, Sim world problems. So anyway, I'm changing the wall colors up a little bit because I wanted to vary it up. As you can see, the floor is marble. How surprised are you? Oh my god, I forgot to mention that, like the floor is marble. How often do I have like a non-timber floor? Like I think nearly every single one of my houses have a timber floor. But I've seen lots of rural homes in Australia that I've been to which have marble floors, so I decided to try and step out of my comfort zone a bit, I guess, and not use timber and use marble, because I actually really love it. Maybe it's like my new favorite floor type, because I've never really built a house where I thought it suited a marble floor. I mean, it was suitable to have a marble floor, but like this house was different. Like obviously, since I based it off a house that sometimes has, well, the style is of a house that sometimes has marble floors, I guess it kind of looked cool to have one, so I decided to use it, and I think it turned out pretty cool, so that's why I decided to use it. I think, well, at the moment the marble floor is white, but it turned out way too blinding, so I decided to pick like a nice cream creamy colored flooring at the end, and that also like fits in with like the neutral tone of the house. And I really wanted to use that like wall divider thingy, but like it didn't really work because like the orientation of like the object itself, I didn't really like how it turned out. And as you can see, this back wall was so bare, I decided to put a few of these like units in it, a few of these decoration or display units. I think I used the cats and dogs one, and I used a different one as well. Like right now I'm using the really small ones, but I really wanted to have bigger ones, so I think that's the... Yes, I use the cats and dog one, and I also use the jungle adventure one. And that cats and dogs object that you can see, the display unit, is what I use to create my TV unit mesh edit custom content, which I thought looks pretty cool. And that item, like, I'm not even sure why they didn't make something similar into a TV unit, because honestly that is asking to become a TV unit. But anyway, I think we're essentially finished. I do think we move on to the exteriors very soon, and then I do change the floor color of the interior because it's not cream yet, it's still white. Oh, there we go, we did it right now. And yeah, oh no, we have to put clutter down. I think the kitchen doesn't have any clutter yet. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we have to put kitchen clutter down, and we have to put bathroom clutter down as well, because I don't think I did do that yet. So, oh yeah, so I haven't even done the clutter yet. So I just spent so much time just explaining what rooms didn't have clutter, when essentially every single room didn't have clutter yet. So I'll be working on that real quick. And then after we do that, we move outside into the outdoor areas, and then we finish, basically. I'll put screenshots up as well, and yeah. So yeah, so there goes the countertop with the huge storage area. So that's probably where you could put the fridge if you wanted to, but I put the fridge inside the butler's pantry. And obviously there's lots of storage space and shelf space to put items. I do declutter one countertop so your Sims can actually cook in the butler's pantry as I intended it to be. So yeah, don't worry about that. And then yeah, heaps of storage space. Like honestly, this is like a dream kitchen. It's like not that big, but like, well, it's not that big from the outside because obviously half the kitchen is basically obscured from view because it's hidden away in a butler's pantry. And then here we go with the clutter. So much clutter, so much decorations. I love decorating. It's probably like my favorite part of The Sims is like decorating a house. Like building is fun, but like placing furniture and clutter is like even more fun. I might even do like a series where I just like refurnish houses. Like I actually might do a video where I refurnish like my first house or something, like my modern CC, my modern base game home. I might like refurnish that with like non-base game items, because maybe that'll be fun. I've already kind of done that, but like not in depth. Like it's still essentially the same house. But anyway, we're back outside and we are putting down the outdoor furniture. I tried to make it as Australian as possible. Barbecue, gardening tools, hoses. Like honestly, there's so many like taps around the outside of rural homes, it's crazy. Because like the lot is so big that like to be able to water all your plants around your house, like there's so many, like my house has like heaps of plants around it. So this house is no different. There are hoses everywhere and taps everywhere, so you can water your plants. Even though there aren't many plants outside the house, I guess you could water those pot plants, and then you can also water the front yard as well, the front plants, even though there actually isn't I forgot to put a hose out the front of the house. Oh well. So yeah, here we go with the clutter. I decluttered the counter, one of the counters in the pantry, as you can see. Anyway, I think we're essentially done. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you'd like to find this build on the gallery, I shall call this Australian Rural Home. If you can't find it from the name, just search up IllogicalSims and it'll probably be my most recent upload. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll move on to the screenshots shortly, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!